It looks like Rush Hour 4 is finally moving forward, and after years of rumors, delays, and uncertainty, the long-awaited sequel is starting to feel like a real project again. Fans have been waiting for almost 2 decades to see Detective James Carter and Chief Inspector Lee reunite, and now there are multiple reports suggesting that the movie is officially in development. Although there are still a few major hurdles to overcome before cameras start rolling, the fact that the project is alive again has given longtime fans plenty of reasons to be excited. The plan is for Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker to return as the iconic duo that made the franchise such a huge success. Director Brett Ratner, who directed all 3 previous movies, is also expected to return behind the camera. Paramount is reportedly handling distribution for the new film on behalf of Warner Brothers, making this another major collaboration between the studios. Even though the business side of the project is still being finalized, the sequel has clearly picked up momentum after spending years stuck in development. The original Rush Hour arrived in 1998 and quickly became one of the biggest buddy cop action comedies ever made. The movie followed Hong Kong detective Lee, played by Jackie Chan, who traveled to Los Angeles after the daughter of a Chinese diplomat was kidnapped. There he was reluctantly partnered with loud and unpredictable LAPD detective James Carter, played by Chris Tucker. At first, the two couldn't stand each other because they approached every situation completely differently, but that clash of personalities became the heart of the movie. Their chemistry, mixed with fast-paced action and comedy, turned Rush Hour into an instant classic. The first movie became such a massive hit, so 2 sequels followed in 2001 and 2007. Together, the trilogy earned around $850 million worldwide, making it one of the most successful action comedy franchises of its era. Fans loved the friendship between Lee and Carter, and even though each sequel received more mixed reviews than the one before it, audiences still showed up because the chemistry between the 2 stars remained entertaining. Now, after almost 20 years without another movie, the franchise is preparing for its biggest comeback yet. Reports say both Chan and Tucker are expected to reprise their famous roles, although neither actor has officially started contract negotiations. That doesn't mean they're uninterested, though, because both have spoken positively about returning over the years. They have repeatedly said they would love to reunite for another adventure if everything comes together. One of the more unusual parts of the recent reports is the claim that the movie received extra support after Donald Trump reportedly encouraged Paramount owner David Ellison to help move the project forward. According to those reports, that encouragement played a role in pushing the sequel closer to reality. Although that's certainly one of the more unexpected stories surrounding the film, the important takeaway is that Rush Hour 4 appears to have gained enough momentum to move ahead after spending years stalled. Director Brett Ratner has remained attached to the franchise since the very beginning. He has talked about making a 4th movie ever since Rush Hour 3 was released, but getting the project off the ground proved much harder than expected. His career changed dramatically after sexual misconduct allegations surfaced in 2017. Warner Brothers distanced itself from him, and because of that, Rush Hour 4 struggled to find a distributor. Several companies reportedly passed on the project because Ratner remained involved, leaving the sequel stuck in development for years. Now, the situation appears to have changed. Ratner recently directed the documentary Melania, which focused on First Lady Melania Trump, marking his return to feature filmmaking after a long absence. If Rush Hour 4 moves ahead as planned, it will become his first major narrative feature since 2014's Hercules. That movie performed reasonably well at the box office, although critics were divided on it. Even though the franchise has a loyal fan base, there are still questions about how successful another sequel can be. Each Rush Hour movie received weaker critical reviews than the previous one. Rush Hour 3 currently holds one of the lowest critic scores in the series, although it still managed to earn about $258 million worldwide. That box office performance showed audiences were still interested, but it also came with an extremely expensive production budget. Money could once again become one of the biggest obstacles facing Rush Hour 4. According to recent reports, producers and Paramount are still discussing the movie's financial plan. Brett Ratner reportedly hopes to begin filming sometime during the spring or summer of 2026, with a production budget of roughly $100 million. At first glance, that sounds like plenty of money for a big action comedy, But once the salaries of the franchise's biggest stars are considered, the situation becomes much more complicated. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker reportedly earned more than $20 million each for Rush Hour 3. If both actors receive similar deals this time around, a huge portion of the budget would disappear before production even begins. Because of that, negotiations with both stars could become one of the most important parts of getting the sequel made. Reports indicate that neither Chan nor Tucker has officially entered contract discussions yet, even though both have shown interest in returning. Producers will likely need to find a financial agreement that satisfies everyone while still leaving enough money to deliver the large-scale action sequences fans expect from the series. Interestingly, this isn't a new concern. Brett Ratner himself predicted years ago that actor salaries could become a serious obstacle. Back in 2011, he admitted that bringing himself, Chris Tucker, and Jackie Chan back together might simply cost too much. At the time, he even suggested that the sequel might never happen because paying all three of them would make the project financially difficult. Now those concerns have resurfaced once again. Although the reported budget is significant, balancing star salaries with international action scenes, stunt work, visual effects, and worldwide filming could still prove challenging. Fortunately, the producers seem committed to finding a solution because development continues moving forward. If everything comes together, the production plans sound ambitious. Reports suggest filming could take place across China, Africa, and Saudi Arabia, giving the movie a much larger international scope than some of the previous entries. That would fit perfectly with the franchise's style because every film has enjoyed taking Lee and Carter into new countries and placing them in unfamiliar situations where comedy naturally follows. Jackie Chan has remained remarkably active throughout recent years, even while approaching another Rush Hour sequel. He recently returned as Mr. Han in Karate Kid Legends, continued voicing beloved characters like the Kung Fu Panda franchise, and also lent his voice to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. Although his schedule has remained busy, he has consistently spoken about wanting another Rush Hour movie because he knows how much the series means to audiences around the world. Chris Tucker has appeared less frequently on screen over the last decade, but he has still taken on memorable projects. He received praise for his role in Air and previously appeared in Silver Linings Playbook. Although he has been selective about choosing new roles, Rush Hour remains the franchise most closely associated with his career, making another sequel a particularly exciting opportunity for fans. Chan has also made it clear that he doesn't want to wait forever. During a previous interview, he joked that everyone should hurry because time keeps moving forward. He laughed that if production takes much longer, he and Chris Tucker could end up making Rush Hour as two very old men. Although the comment was made with humor, it also highlighted the reality that the franchise can't delay indefinitely if it wants to reunite its original stars. One encouraging sign is that both lead actors continue expressing enthusiasm whenever they're asked about another movie. Chan has repeatedly said he's ready whenever the project officially receives the green light, while Tucker has also shown interest in returning. That mutual excitement has helped keep fan interest alive even during the many years when the sequel seemed unlikely. From Paramount's perspective, the arrangement also makes business sense. Reports indicate the studio will receive a distribution fee rather than directly financing the production. That reduces some of the financial risk while still allowing Paramount to release what could become one of the most talked about legacy sequels in recent years. Of course, audiences will still have high expectations. Legacy sequels have become increasingly common across Hollywood, but not every returning franchise manages to satisfy longtime fans. Simply bringing familiar characters back isn't enough because viewers also expect a story that feels fresh while preserving the chemistry that made the originals memorable. Fortunately, Rush Hour has always depended more on the friendship between Lee and Carter than massive visual effects. So if Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker can recreate their legendary chemistry, the movie already has a strong foundation. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.